This week, I had the distinct honor of engaging in a captivating conversation with none other than Jasmine Cooper, the luminary lead product manager at Ripple. Her team is in the relentless pursuit of shaping the future landscape of decentralized financial products and services. My conversation with this architect of the decentralized tomorrow delves into the very heartbeat of the XRP Ledger. Enjoy. Jazzy, which everyone calls her, leads tokenization and DeFi products within RippleX. And this is the team that is focused on infrastructure, tools, service, programs for developers, and it's in order to enable the new crypto use cases on the XRP Ledger. And recently, she was very instrumental in bringing that new native NFT standard to the XRP Ledger, and also is very active with the native AMM protocol. So her background is originally with mortgage tech, and she also founded a company in the financial health space. So she brings deep experience. Jazzy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Eri. Excited to be here. Yeah, like you said, I've been with Ripple for about 3 years now. Really excited to help drive forward new opportunities in on-chain finance. And like you said, have a background in financial technology, ranging from entrepreneurship, consumer financial health to mortgage, and yeah, now blockchain, which I believe is the next step forward in finance.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will agree with you on that. And it's really nice to put a face with the name. And I'm really glad that you are letting everyone know more about your side of the team, of what you bring. I have just a few questions. Let's just get right into it. I want to know, can you provide an overview of Ripple's view when it comes to DeFi services? And I'm talking about DeFi services that are all about blockchain connected finance. I would love to hear that.
Sure. Yeah, of course. To zoom out a little bit and just set the stage there, we're seeing product market fit in this area now more than ever. There are incredible levels of global liquidity and adoption on chain. We're seeing the rise of new asset classes that are promising opportunities for traditional finance operators as well as customers alike. And this stuff is actually happening. So financial institutions like JPMorgan, HSBC, even BlockRock are now actively pursuing tokenization of assets and ancillary services on chain. We've all seen Citi predict $4 to $5 trillion in assets will be tokenized by 2030. So it's really quite an exciting time, and utility is really here. So if we think about Ripple's approach in particular, we're really following the same ethos that we always have been, which is tackling some of the largest technical challenges in traditional finance. As a lot of people know, we started with cross-border payments and tackling the challenges of inefficiencies and costs with SWIFT. And now we're really looking at the way assets are traded, settled, reconciled in traditional finance, and the problems that are associated with these, ranging from slow speeds, high costs, inequity of access. And we're trying to tackle this head on through the XRP Ledger, and really making that a foundation for the next generation of on-chain finance. So to give a couple of specifics, I won't go too deep. A lot of people are familiar with the native decentralized exchange. So the XRP Ledger has had a native DEX that's based on order books for over 10 years now. A lot of people believe it was the first decentralized exchange that existed. And fully on-chain order books is really a special thing. There's not a lot of blockchains out there that can handle the load and operational cost of running an order book on-chain. So that's been live for quite some time. And recently, Ripple proposed an expansion to that native DEX by adding not only order books, but automated market making that's automatically integrated with those order books. So that is up for an amendment vote process right now, as you may have heard on Twitter and in other spaces. So definitely excited about that, and you know, a lot of the opportunities that can create for XRPL users and beyond, from yield opportunities on tokens held, as well as expansion of liquidity for the long tail of tokens. Some other areas that we're looking into are real world assets. So forging partnerships with issuers of real world assets and tokenization platforms that can expose the functionality of XRP Ledger to issuers. So we form partnerships with Homecoin and the mortgage side, Libera and Singaporean government bond side, Tassets on the technology side, and really looking to expand capabilities even further in the future, starting with the building blocks of the XRP Ledger.
Yeah, very nice. Will this coming of new DeFi products, and particularly the AMM, is it going to change at all the tokenomics of XRP?
I don't think that it will directly. XRP is really a utility token at its core, in terms of how it's used on the ledger, you know, primarily for gas and account reserves. So I really don't think it will change the tokenomics, but as we see growth and adoption, I think we'll just see a greater need and greater utility of the token itself.
Yeah, I would imagine. So DeFi products, we often see that these are used with smart contracts. So how will they be deployed for these types of offerings?
Yeah, really good question. I think there's a lot of confusion out there with, especially crypto native developers around XRP Ledger doesn't have programmability. XRP Ledger doesn't have the ability to build applications and DeFi protocols, and it's really not the case. If you look at the decentralized exchange, it exists at the native protocol layer, which is different from existing on a smart contract layer. But there's still a lot of neat functionality in there that you can do, from placing limit orders to cross-currency payments that go through the DEX. There's also NFT functionality, and these protocols really just exist at the core Ripple D protocol layer. And I think there are some really neat advantages of that, especially for creating a new financial system on chain. So having the amendment process and having a set of validators and a set of standards for reviewing any additions, any new DeFi protocols that can interface with users, and in enforcing security audits and reviews and in-depth code challenges across the community ensures that as soon as this protocol can interface with a consumer, it's secure, it's legitimate, it's not a rug pull. And I think that's a huge advantage of the sort of native protocol approach, as opposed to smart contracts that can be deployed by anyone, anytime, without vetting. Another advantage of this is liquidity that aggregates on the protocol layer, which reduces fragmentation. If and when the AMM goes live, what we'll see is not smart contracts competing with one another, even when they're deployed by a single group, but we're going to see all liquidity aggregating at the protocol layer, so everyone on chain can take advantage of that.
Yeah, okay. So when we talk about the unique features or aspects of these services, what are you hoping to bring onto the market in regards to what sets them apart, I guess is what I'm getting at. When you see what's already out there in the space, how will these offerings differentiate themselves?
Yeah, good question. So when my team on the RippleX product side is thinking about new protocols, we really aren't looking to our left and right at other layer ones. What we're looking at is traditional finance and at customers of traditional finance, and understanding what are their pain points and challenges that they're facing today. Where are they paying excess costs? Where are they experiencing slower than necessary speeds? And where are they potentially being denied financial products that they should have access to? And that's where we're really starting and shaping the protocols that we're designing, is how can we improve upon the traditional finance space in those products? And how can we also create a great developer experience in that process and make it really easy and seamless to build. So that's sort of our starting point. In terms of some examples, I think, one is the auction mechanism on the proposed AMM. That's a novel feature where we weren't looking at, what are the best features on other AMMs. We're looking at what are the problems that users are experiencing with AMMs, and permanent loss is a really big one. So that's a place that our team was really able to dig in and identify opportunities for reducing user pain points. And that's really where the auction mechanism was born.
That makes sense. I think the biggest, not so much pushback, but maybe one of the factors that is I think needs to be overcome still is UI, the user interface for adoption. It's so important for adoption, right? So what are the specific strategies for RippleX in that situation that is really across the board?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that's been a challenge in crypto and blockchain. A lot of this space is built by very talented and intelligent engineers who maybe don't, fully realize or embrace the fact that your typical user prefers to click buttons than to, push code. And I think that's really important. So within RippleX, a few things that we're really focused on in this area is building really great developer tooling. So if you're thinking about an NFT, for example, when we worked on XLS20, we wanted to make sure that we had really great APIs. And in order to mint an NFT, you call a single function. You can set a couple of optional fields, and there you go, you have your NFT. So this makes it really easy for developers. So you don't need an experienced Web3 developer that knows Solidity and knows smart contracts. We can take developers from Web2 or really anyone that's interested in building new applications and make it super simple for the XRP Ledger to be their backend. So that's really important for us. Another piece is really, what we're doing now and spreading the word that you can build applications on the XRP Ledger. You can tap into smart contract-like functionality through applications. I think that's another important piece. And lastly would be partnerships. So whether that's partnerships by the foundation or leading developer groups like Ripple, forming partnerships with different organizations, helping them kind of get on their feet and build these user-facing apps. So I think all of those pieces will be important. I can mention a couple examples, or we can save that for that.
I definitely wanted to know if there were any partnerships that would help bring these services to fruition. That was one of my questions.
Yeah, it's I think it's a mix of full end-to-end applications to just infrastructure components that can be plugged into those applications. So one that I'm really excited about is Orchestra Finance. Again, the AMM is in a voting process right now. If the community decides to bring that feature live, Orchestra Finance will be a great user-facing application that exposes the AMM to users, to investors. And what it does is it really looks at all of the functionality that we've built, not just the most obvious features of deposit, withdrawal, and swap, but also some of the more advanced functionality like the auction mechanism, like the ability to vote on trading fees. And it breaks those features down into a user interface and user experience that's very accessible for a lot of different people. So it's not only just the buttons, but it's also the user experience and interacting with that and knowing how I can actually vote to adjust the trading fee on a particular pool. So really excited about that as an end-to-end application in terms of sort of more plug and play infrastructure, which is exactly what we've seen in Web 2, right? Like it was a big challenge for people to launch a snowboard shop, for example. And that's where you get the Stripes and the Shopify that provide the infrastructure to make it easier for any merchant to create a shop. Same thing is happening and will continue to happen in Web3, which is, we have Crossmark Wallet, for example, that is making it super simple just for an application developer to drop in their wallet or drop in a cross-chain interaction right into their application without having to build each and every component. So that's another one that we're really excited about. Some other tooling that comes to mind, XP Market offers a ton of information about the tokens and the volumes and everything that's happening on the XRP Ledger. So that really helps users stay in the know, without having to run a node and interact with blockchain data themselves. So those are a couple partnerships that we're really excited about on the UX UI side of things.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the latter one, and I think Artur is doing such a great job, and I'm glad that you mentioned his work. So where do you see DeFi headed? And as you kind of look out, how will Ripple help shape that future?
Yeah, that's a really exciting question, and really gets to the heart of why I do my job every day, which is creating real world value and real world applications that are rooted on the blockchain. I think I've never been a big believer in speculative use cases or gamification, and really see an opportunity for blockchain to create a better, more equitable financial system and a more efficient financial system that the world is really ready for and in need of. So that's something that I'm quite excited about. I want to see blockchain solving a problem for someone that needs a loan to grow their business, or someone that needs to make a purchase in the real world, and they're leveraging, the foundation of blockchain in order to actually unlock that value. So that's something that I'm particularly excited about in the future. Accessibility as well, accessibility of liquidity, the ability for money to move in an efficient and decentralized way, and overall just a high utility financial system that's more accessible, more affordable for everyone.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I'm sure you're thrilled to be part of that shaping the future too. So I don't doubt you're having a blast. Well, I want to just end this short period that we've had together with some questions. And actually, it's in the word of it's in the format of a word or phrase, and it'll be a rapid fire. And what I want you to do is, when I tell you the word or phrase, tell me what comes to your mind first. Just don't hold back, and just let me hear what it is that sparks your imagination. Okay, you ready? The first word is decentralization.
Decentralization, I'd say is critical.
Oh, good. Tokenization.
Tokenization is the future of money and finance.
Cool. Privacy.
Privacy, with regards to blockchain, I think is paradoxical but important.
Digital ID.
Digital ID is ownership.
Oh, good. DLT.
DLT, XRP Ledger, as one of the first blockchain versions of DLT.
Private keys.
Private keys, I'd say security.
And the last one, immutable.
Immutable, trust.
Ah, yeah, perfect. Oh, Jasmine, I really appreciate your time. You've really been quite informative. I think you give everyone a lot to look forward to with the XRP Ledger. And I know you're doing good work, and I want to thank you so much for that. And I hope that we are able to speak again soon.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me. It was a great time speaking with you, and yeah, hope to speak with you again soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.